conference on Thursday.
We have decided to terminate discussions on a merger with Honda.
On the same day, Honda also reaffirmed the end of talks.
We
are very disappointed that the talks weren't able to lead to an agreement to integrate the two companies.
Merger talks began in December after Nissan's business struggles came to light. In its main market, the United States, hybrids are gaining traction, but it does not currently have such a lineup. It's also suffering in the world's biggest car market, China, which is shifting to what it calls new energy vehicles. Nissan wants to turn its business around by reducing production capacity and cutting thousands of jobs globally. During discussions, Honda changed its aim from a merger to making Nissan its wholly owned subsidiary. Honda stressed the need for the new entity to adapt quickly to survive in the fiercely competitive industry.
We wanted to avoid slow decision-making that would create disastrous situations in the future.
Although Nissan's market capitalization is just about 1/5 of Honda's, it refused the proposal.
We weren't convinced that Nissan's autonomy would be protected, or we would be able to maximize our potential under the umbrella of Honda.
The auto industry is going through a dramatic transformation. The shift to electric vehicles has allowed newcomers like Tesla Motors and China's BYD to rapidly establish themselves, while Japanese companies can't even make the list of top 10 sellers of EVs. Analysts see roads in the near future filled with cars boasting autonomous driving features powered by AI and software-defined. And many of them see traditional car makers as being difficult to make those changes on their own. Now the question is, who could be partners for Nissan and Honda? Taiwan's Foxconn appears interested in Nissan. Apple's main iPhone manufacturer recently entered the EV business. The head of Foxconn says he's looking forward to cooperating with Nissan, but not acquiring the company. An auto expert says a partnership with companies outside Japan and outside the auto industry could be just what's needed in this new era.
Foxconn's largest customer is Apple, and Foxconn can procure the most advanced chips. For Nissan, this presents a potential shortcut to making software-defined vehicles. Also, when the artificial intelligence revolution is in full force, it will be a competition for rare metal resources needed to make semiconductors. And also, when the shift to EVs is pretty much complete, rare resources for EV batteries will also be in demand. But Japan has none of those resources.
In China, BYD says it's offering an advanced driver assistance system for free in most of its models, including more affordable ones, opening a new front in EV price competition. The clock is ticking for Japanese companies.
So this is the second time that Nissan has been in trouble. In '99, Renault came to the rescue. You know, this time it didn't work out with Honda, but they do have interest from abroad. So how do you see this playing out?
Well, for one, I think a sigh of relief from Honda shareholders, probably grief from the Nissan shareholders. I wasn't surprised, and I think it made perfect sense that Honda said, hey, you're going to be our subsidiary to make things speed along. That's perfectly logical. Reason why Nissan pushed back, they have pride, their autonomy. Nissan's actually probably the oldest car manufacturer in Japan. They're manufactured in 1933, older than Toyota, 1937, much earlier than Honda, 1948. And so they have that pride. But I think that got in the way a little bit. And now they're kind of stuck in a place where they have to find a new partner for them. For Honda, I think it's actually good that they broke the deal because they were, as you know, under discussions with Sony, and also in January they had announced a deal with Amazon, and so instead of two manufacturers joining together to increase their market share I don't think that's the right model. But going across borders of, not geographic borders, but industrial borders, for new value, I think makes more sense.
So, you know, automakers in Japan as a whole, they've been struggling. And, you know, in this kind of climate, what are some of the strengths you think that Japanese automakers need to be playing on right now?
Well, struggling, it's kind of, well, because Toyota is actually still the largest car manufacturers in the world. They're number one. And Honda and Nissan were ranked in the top 10. So it's not like they're falling off the cliff.
Right.
And what the Japanese manufacturers do is they know how to make cars. Of course, the car lineup is going from engine, gasoline-fueled engines to EV and all this, but somebody has to make the cars. So it's a matter of, I think, integrating the manufacturing know-how with the cutting-edge software,
right.
internet, and I'm sorry, not internet, software.
IT, yeah.
Yeah, IT. So, but in that respect, I think there's always a position that manufacturers and car manufacturers in Japan can play. So.
Absolutely. Let's move on to global trends. Many people first got familiar with facial recognition as a way of unlocking their smartphones. Here in Japan, the technology is now being used to make the famously efficient train system run even more smoothly.
The Skyliner train connects Narita Airport in central Tokyo in as little as 36 minutes. The line has introduced a system to allow passengers to go in without presenting a ticket.
I can pass right through.
When travelers purchase an advance ticket online, they also submit a photo.
I've registered my face.
And then it's a breeze to pass through the ticket gates.
As the system confirms my identity, it also reserves a seat for me in about 10 seconds.
The aim is to ease congestion as the number of foreign tourists soars.
There are more inbound visitors, and congestion is an issue. We have videos in multiple languages on how to use our facial recognition system to make things run smoothly.
Such systems can also help reduce costs. A railway in a residential area of Chiba Prefecture became the first in the country to introduce a full-fledged facial recognition system last June.
It's convenient. I feel more and more technologies like this will be rolled out.
It's really nice to be able to go through without an IC card.
The system cost about $400,000, which was partially subsidized by the government. But since the company no longer has to issue physical tickets to passengers using the system, the costs of making tickets is down around 30%.
It's convenient to pass the ticket gates with a face recognition system and without having to touch the gate.
A new era for ticket gates is coming with the upcoming Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, Japan. A subway company in Osaka is adding instructions on using facial recognition on all its lines ahead of the event. An expert on railways says that it's vital that companies handle sensitive data properly.
I think lots of technological developments are on their way, so I want to check on how these systems advance in the future.
So these kinds of systems are becoming more common around the world. You want to pay for something, you can just pay with your face. I mean, do you think this is going to be the norm in Japan?
Well, definitely the trend's that way. I was in Osaka the other day, and I did see that facial recognition system. I didn't see anybody use it, but I think it's good. And for inbound travelers, if it, you don't need to go through the hassle of trying to buy a ticket, which is also cumbersome for overseas travelers. I think that's good. But for mass transit with lots of traffic, I think maybe the technology isn't up to speed for speed, and so that needs to catch up on that. The other thing is the novel 1984,
yes.
Big Brother is always watching, so the data's up there.
You know, I just reread that book, so I think anybody watching needs to reread that book. It's a great read. But, you know, going off of that, what do you think of possible privacy and security issues, if any?
Yeah, I mean, there's always concerns about that, but this face is supposed to be unique to you. A password is a password. Somebody can just write that down and use it, but hopefully the technology is sound that it's very unique to yourself.
Hopefully. Next, we have On-Site Report.
From staff in their 20s to their 80s, this apparel shop finds value in employees of all ages. And an academy that helps people at or near retirement age to use their skills and experience to start their own businesses. Today's On-Site Report features companies that believe age is just a number when it comes to providing employment opportunities to people who aren't ready to retire.
Our final report features companies that want to help people work for longer regardless of age. Here in Japan, the topic of extending the retirement age for workers is often discussed. So, Roger, can you tell us about the specific challenges there are?
Well, first of all, most Japanese companies currently have a mandatory retirement system under which their labor contract terminates automatically when a worker reaches an age between 60 and 65. But starting this April, a new law will go into effect. It'll require a company to rehire an employee under a new contract until 65 if that person wishes to continue working. And in January last year, the OECD recommended that Japan abolish the mandatory retirement age as one way of securing the workers it needs. The reasons include the nation's shrinking population, as well as the fact that Japan and South Korea are the only countries among the 38 OECD member states that implement this retirement system.
So, Ken, what are your thoughts on Japan's mandatory retirement system?
Yeah, I think I might make some enemies here, but I am against this, extending the retirement system.
Okay.
The reason why is Japan is locked into the system of lifetime employment, which really reduces the metabolism of a company. It really locks in that person into that company, and so what's more important, I believe, is for labor market mobility, where everybody could find their opportunities for what they actually really want to do for work, not something that they have to do.
Right, that totally makes sense. Well, we start with an apparel store with a unique hiring system that ignores age and focuses on character.
This fashion brand aims to create timeless designs that can be worn by people of all ages. These clothes were made by designer Minagawa Akira's fashion brand. Since launching his own company 30 years ago, he's continued to focus on creating unique designs with a key core concept.
Rather than just being worn for a single season, I want to create age-neutral clothing that people can wear for their entire lives.
In 2016, the brand opened its own shop and extended its philosophy of being indifferent to age to its hiring practices. When they began recruiting staff, they released a help wanted ad that said, "As long as you're physically and mentally fit, it doesn't matter if you're 100 years old. You're welcome to join us." Rather than focusing on past sales experience, the shop made a conscious effort to prioritize character and personality. Currently, 10 of the shop's 35 employees are over the age of 60. 83-year-old Nishimura Etsuko has been working at the shop for nearly 8 years. She says that the communication skills she developed while negotiating with overseas clients when working as an interior coordinator have proven to be useful in her current job.
It's not about just showing off our knowledge of fashion or design. In this job, you have to make sure to listen and understand what the customers really want.
Would a shorter top look better?
Yeah, it would help balance things out more.
Or maybe a blouse?
Yeah, or even a t-shirt.
Nishimura is committed to providing the feedback and advice her customers need so they can achieve the look they want.
As long as she's here to help me, I can relax and enjoy shopping. I really look forward to seeing her whenever I visit.
And the gossiping's fun, too.
Otsuka Nagisa has been working here for almost a year. She says the wide variety of life experiences and insights her coworkers share with her are constantly providing her with opportunities to learn and grow.
I think sometimes younger staff, such as myself, can be a bit too overzealous about making a sale, and that can be off-putting to customers. Since coming here, I've learned to keep a comfortable distance while talking with customers, as well as the proper way to interact with them.
The combination of various experiences and mindsets the diverse staff possesses allows them to provide the best service possible to customers.
Not only does this diversity help improve our shop and strengthen our brand, but we can learn and grow from each other and become more considerate, well-balanced people. I also believe this will translate to providing a much more satisfying and enjoyable shopping experience for our customers.
I'd like to start by acknowledging just how stylish Nishimura-san is. I mean, wow, I don't care how old she is so stylish, I would definitely take fashion advice from her. You know, the women in the video, they all seem to be just fine on their feet all day, but Raja, does the shop make any special accommodations for their workers?
Well, the store proactively tries to meet the needs of its staff and has a daily work schedule tailored to suit each individual. Nishimura, who was featured in the report, works 3 5-hour shifts a week. And as we saw, the staff all seem to work together well as a team. The younger staff often take on tasks older employees don't feel comfortable with, such as filling out paperwork or doing data entry.
Yeah, it's clear that the younger staff learn from the older staff are learning from the younger staff, which I really love. So what do you think of this shop's approach?
Well, I mean, this is the sort of the ideal case of what I mentioned earlier of people not being locked into one company. Job mobility, finding the job that they really want to do to express themselves. If you think about it, with AI coming, a lot of the menial job, it shouldn't be just for the young staff. A lot of the paperwork, input, AI can do that. So it's more about the character and personality, which I guess AI doesn't have.
Yeah, definitely. And I did find it interesting that the younger staff was saying that, you know, a lot of times they can be overzealous, as she put it, you know, and they learn a bit of calm, maybe. You step back a little bit and watch the customers.
You know what that is? Because it's in a manual.
A manual?
Younger, I think, they'd be manual driven, where the older generation, they have the experience, they're more comfortable, you know.
Yeah, that's a great point. Next, we look at another way for seniors to keep working by helping them to start their own businesses.
This is an entrepreneurial academy for people at or approaching retirement age. Of the 2 people attending today's seminar, one is a 63-year-old man who used to be in charge of an overseas subsidiary owned by a major food manufacturer.
When thinking about how to best put my skills to use, I felt I'd be able to do that more on my own rather than part of an organization.
And the other is a 55-year-old employee who works in the corporate planning department. The main topic for today is marketing. Entrepreneurs will learn how to engage with potential clients without relying on just the name or reputation of their former companies.
Some people have a tendency to go on and on about their previous company, and the client loses all interest.
I don't talk about myself at all. After exchanging business cards, I immediately ask about their company and any problems that they have that I could assist them in solving.
This is actually the founder of the academy, Ichihara Yamato. Previously, he worked at a major insurance company where he served as head of its senior job finding service. It was then that he noticed there were almost no jobs for highly skilled seniors. This bothered him so much, he decided to start his own company to deal with the issue.
Even experienced people who can still work at a high level will find that as they get older, they gradually stop being assigned important work, and they have a hard time attracting interest from other companies. I thought the best way for them to increase their chances at finding work would be to start their own business.
One of the benefits Ichihara's Academy provides is one-on-one support.
So, how's it going?
I'm getting some work, but it's been pretty slow.
From helping them with drafting documents to introducing them to prospective clients, the company provides students with a broad range of support that lasts all the way through securing their first contract. 61-year-old Seki Akinori completed the Academy's course last year. Based on his experience working in school administration, he started up his own consulting company. He's currently working with a real estate agency and providing them with administrative support.
I'm still in decent shape and I love this type of work. As long as I'm able to be of use to others, I want to challenge myself by taking on a variety of different jobs.
It's not like the moment you turn 60, you suddenly become unable to work. Skill is skill no matter the age. I think it will be beneficial to Japan as a whole when starting your own business like this becomes the norm. My hope is that people can stop thinking of getting older as the end and start seeing it as a new beginning in their professional lives.
I've always been of the mind that it's never too late to start something new, so I really love this story. Raja, you have some additional information for us about this academy.
Yes, it's been just over a year since the Entrepreneurship Academy opened its doors, but all 10 people who've taken the course are already active as business owners. Ichihara told us his academy is not for people who want to leave their current job and try a career in an entirely different field, meaning it won't help someone transition from the auto industry to agriculture. Rather, it shows them how to capitalize on the skills and knowledge they've built up throughout their careers and encourages them to become consultants. The Academy also provides a matching service and introduces its students to local governments and other organizations searching for people who can help with projects such as regional revitalization.
So Ken, I mean, you're an entrepreneur yourself. What do you think about this company and its mission?
Well, this is another example, I think, why this is more important than just extending the retirement system, having an employee locked into one company. Looks like these gentlemen want to use their experience outside the company, to express themselves more freely. Now, the one thing though, as an entrepreneur, I believe it's actually relatively easy to start a company. But the difficult part is after you start the company, how do you maintain it? How do you grow it? That becomes a little bit more tricky. So it's not just about starting, but getting the training and experience as a standalone, as opposed to working in a large corporation.
Right. I think those are the realities of starting your own business. I did find it interesting, though, that he was saying that you can't just rely on your previous company's brand. I think that was really great advice.
Yeah. Well, as you know, in Japan, we say, I belong to some company, Shibusawa desu.
Yes.
Which you have to belong to something to be your being. But I think now with the declining population, with more flexibility in the workforce, that it's more about yourself saying, I do this for a living, and let's work together.
Yeah, definitely. You know, people aren't just living longer, but they're healthier. So it does seem like, this age limit that society has put on everybody needs to change.
Right. So, in essence, I think for retirement age, I think it should be lower so that people can always go back into the workforce, not just in one company, but experience different companies. But do you know what the average longevity was in Japan back in 1960?
Oh, I don't think I do, no.
It was 65 years old.
Wow.
And so.
And now we're at 100.
Right. Yeah. So having a lifetime employment with retirement age at 60 made sense 60 years ago. Does that make sense now? probably not is my thing. It's more about having the mobility, having the opportunity to do really what you want to do with your life.
Definitely.
Because you're only living once in your life, right?
Yes, definitely. Ken, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
That's it for this week. I'm Shala Vogue, and this was Bizstream. We'll see you next time.
In Japan, swords are not just weapons. They are believed to have spirits, and they feature in countless legends. Why do the Japanese revere and respect the power of swords? By looking at the role of swords in kabuki plays, we will explore the Japanese people's worship toward swords. Japanese swords in kabuki.
Are you finding no time to watch videos? Leave it to NHK World Japan. There's an audio version of our interview program, Direct Talk.
I'm Chloe Potter, and this is Vision Vibes, the podcast that...
The latest news is available in 19 languages and as a podcast. Find what works best for your lifestyle.
To stop the horrible monsters, Chado needs to find the 8-star talismans. On his journey, Chado meets many mythical creatures and is helped by many people. Little by little, this journey is helping Chado to grow.
Never forget for a moment the kindness showed to me. Reach ahead, us behind me. I said of the Lord alone.
The Koromogawa region of Iwate Prefecture, said to have Japan's most beautiful night sky.
Wow! Look at all the stars.
The stars are especially lovely tonight. Yep, not a
Hmm?
cloud in the sky.
Who's that? Just gorgeous.
Look, that's Ursa Minor, the little bear. That's my constellation with the North Star.
Over there is Procyon. It's in Canis Minor, the little dog. My constellation.
You're so lucky.
There's no raccoon dog, huh?
No, there's not.
Poor you.
You're strong in the rain and wind. You deserve a constellation.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, we've got to go.
Yep.
Well then, see you tomorrow.
See you.
See you guys.
Hello.
Huh? Who are you?
I'm Charo.
Oh, I'm Budori.
Hi, Budori. You want your own constellation?
Yeah. For some reason, there isn't one. You could make a fine raccoon dog with just 3 stars. But I guess we're not cool enough.
How come? I think raccoon dogs are cool. You are really nice too.
You think I'm nice? Oh, hey! You want to come to my place? It's small, but it's home.
Hey, what are those rocks for?
I make constellations with them. This is Orion. This is Scorpio.
Wow. You love the stars, don't you?
They look so small, but actually some are thousands of times bigger than our sun.
Wow. I didn't know that.
By the way, what brought you to our neighborhood?
I'm looking for the 8-star talismans. Without them, 2 evil creatures will awake soon.
Wow! And you have to stop them?
It's my fault the talismans disappeared.
You're so brave.
Listen, did you hear?
Yeah, I heard. Out west, an unknown boy appeared and helped an old lady carry her bundle of rice.
And a strange boy appeared and stopped a fight up north of here, too.
It's nice, but kind of creepy, too.
What is it, Budori?
Oh, nothing. Charo, you remember what those men were talking about? Well, that was me in human form, doing those things.
What?
But I don't want anyone to know about it. Raccoon dogs changing form, that scares them.
But why? Those things you did helped people.
You know, my father was really good at changing form. He was a very nice raccoon dog. One day, a little boy got sick. My father changed into a man and carried him to the doctor. He saved the boy. But when the villagers found out my father was a raccoon dog, they said it was his fault the boy got sick, and they attacked my father.
That's sad.
People think we raccoon dogs trick people.
They should be thankful to you and to your father.
Well, we don't do those things for thanks.
Out east, little Shinichi is very sick. He's been unconscious for 3 days.
What? But he's only 5.
There are herbs they could give him for his fever, but...
Shuichi!
You know him?
Yeah. Shuichi is the son of the village head. He took care of me when I was sick. He saved my life.
You have to help him.
I will. I know where the herbs for fever grow.
Let's go.
Okay.
Shunichi. Oh, what can I do?
Ice packs, ginger drinks, nothing works.
Excuse me.
Who is it?
I am a doctor. I was just passing through when I heard. Your son has a fever. Make a broth from this herb and give it to him.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hope it works.
Mommy?
Shunichi, how do you feel?
A little better, I think.
Doctor, your medicine, it worked.
Oh, thank goodness.
Doctor, thank you so much.
No, it was nothing. Now, excuse us.
Please wait. You saved my son's life. I don't know how to thank you, but please accept this.
Oh, that's a star talisman.
This is a family heirloom. Please take it.
What the?
Oh no!
Oh, what?
A raccoon dog!
Oh, oh no!
Budori!
I just wanted to thank him. Little dog, will you give this to him?
I will. Budori? Budori? Huh? It's a letter.
Charo, thank you. The villagers know who I am now, and people are always afraid of raccoon dogs that change form. I must go far, far away. You can have the star talisman, and I hope you find all the rest too. Good luck, your friend Budori.
Budori, the villagers just wanted to thank you. These rocks.
I wish I had a constellation. You could make a fine raccoon dog with just 3 stars.
Budori, thank you.
Next on Little Charo.
You want this, don't you?
Huh? How did you know?
Ill on a journey, dreams dance through faded fields. It's haiku poetry.
A furoshiki is a square cloth used to wrap,
shops throughout the country started charging for plastic bags. This prompted people to reassess the value of furoshiki. Young people were among those who saw furoshiki as an alternative to plastic bags. Furoshiki usage has broadened over time. These practical and beautiful items have long been deeply ingrained in Japanese life.
宮城のこけしは世界に知られてるよね。ねえミミ。 出来はどうですか、ミリちゃん。美しいね。
Welcome to NHK Newsline. I'm Gino Tani in Tokyo. U.S. President Donald Trump has said other countries' value-added taxes, or VAT, as well as export subsidies, can be reasons for Washington to impose what he calls reciprocal tariffs. Trump signed that tariff scheme on Thursday. It says the U.S. will match what it considers high levies placed by other countries on American goods. The U.S. president wrote in a social media post on Saturday, provisions will be made for non-tariff trade barriers that other countries set. He said the barriers were aimed at keeping U.S. products out of their domain or preventing U.S. businesses from operating. Trump insisted America has been treated unfairly by both friends and unfriendly nations for many years. He claimed reciprocal tariffs will immediately bring fairness and prosperity back into the trade system. Trump warned countries they will have to reduce or end their measures if they believe U.S. tariffs on their products are too high. Japan's Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi has asked U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to exclude his country from a series of tariffs Trump plans to impose.
I conveyed my view that Japan should not be subject to measures known as reciprocal tariffs.
Iwaya also requested America's 25% tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum not apply to Japan, and he raised the issue of tariffs on Japanese automobiles exported to the U.S. Iwaya and Rubio reaffirmed the two countries will communicate closely with each other to deepen bilateral economic relations. Iwaya also told Rubio that he would like to hold a 2+2 meeting of foreign and defense chiefs as soon as possible. Russia says Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his counterpart Rubio agreed during a phone call to regularly contact each other to prepare for a bilateral summit. The ministry says the conversation on Saturday was held at the initiative of the U.S. It says the two ministers reaffirmed their readiness to work together to restore dialogue in line with the policies set by Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Trump. The two leaders talked on the phone on Wednesday. Both sides reportedly expressed a shared commitment to addressing international issues, including the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the situation involving Palestinians. The U.S. State Department says Rubio reaffirmed Trump's commitment to finding an end to the conflict in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has reiterated that he cannot allow negotiations on ending the conflict with Russia without the involvement of his country.
Ukraine will never accept deals made behind our backs without our involvement.
Zelensky also referred to the phone talks between the U.S. and Russian presidents. He says Trump did not once mention the need for Europe to be at the negotiating table. U.S. media outlet Bloomberg cites sources saying that senior officials from the U.S. and Russia will meet this week in Saudi Arabia. The report says the officials will pave the way for a summit between Trump and Putin as soon as the end of this month. The report also says senior Ukrainian officials are expected to participate but are not fully involved in the preparations. Zelensky was asked about the possible meeting in Saudi Arabia and said he has not seen any invitations. He said there may be something on the table, but not on his table. Zelensky said Trump meeting Putin before meeting with him would make the situation even more dangerous. The foreign ministers of the Group of Seven Nations are pledging to work together to help achieve a durable peace in Ukraine. They released a joint statement after their first meeting since the inauguration of U.S. President Trump. The ministers met in the southern German city of Munich on Saturday. They exchanged views on Ukraine, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific region. Their joint statement underscored a commitment to help achieve a durable peace in a strong and prosperous Ukraine. They also reaffirmed the need to develop robust security guarantees to ensure the war will not restart. The document said any new additional sanctions on Russia should be linked to whether Moscow enters into real good faith efforts to bring an enduring end to the war. It also seeks to have Russia provide Ukraine with long-term security and stability as a sovereign, independent country. The G7 ministers also condemned China's so-called dual-use assistance to Russia, as well as military assistance provided by North Korea and Iran. Local media in India say a deadly stampede at a New Delhi railway station has killed at least 15 people. A huge crowd was waiting to board a train bound for a major religious festival in the north of the country. Media reports say the stampede occurred Saturday evening on a railway platform in the Indian capital, killing at least 15 people, including 3 children.
There was a huge stampede. I have never seen such a huge crowd before.
The platform was crowded with people heading for Prayagraj, the site of the Kumbh Mela festival. The 6-week Hindu festival started in January. Over 400 million pilgrims are set to bathe in the Ganges River to purify themselves during the festival. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has posted a message on social media sharing his condolences with the bereaved families. Saturday's accident follows another stampede during the festival on January 29th, which killed at least 30 people at the Ganges. There have been calls for tighter safety measures at festival sites. A Buddhist temple in western Japan has wrapped a week of ceremonies with a dramatic nighttime rite. The tradition called Dadaoshi symbolizes driving out evil and welcoming good health. The main hall of Hasedera Temple in Nara Prefecture's city of Sakurai is designated a national treasure. People playing demons screamed and wielded cudgels amid the sound of drums and conch shells. Monks held up amulets said to have the power to force out demons. Participants swung torches that are 4 meters long and weigh up to 130 kilograms to drive out the demons. The scene dazzled the public.
The torches were a real surprise.
The rhythm of the drums was very moving.
Tourists are being welcomed in the northern Japanese prefecture of Akita with a traditional festival featuring dozens of what are called Kamakura snow huts. This year, snowfall measured over 1 meter high for the first time in 3 years. That made it easier for the staff to build about 60 huts for the festival. The igloo-like structures are about 4 meters in diameter and 3 meters high. Visitors enter the huts to enjoy sweet sake and rice cakes. Organizers said they hope visitors enjoy such interactions with the children and feel the warmth of the local people.
I was surprised that it was warmer than I expected.
The drink was very sweet. And what's that?
Rice cake.
The rice cake?
Rice cake, right.
It's very good.
Very good.
Pote City is dedicated to a water deity that people pray to with hopes of a good harvest. And those were the main stories for this hour. And that's the news this hour. I'm Gino Tani. From all of us here at NHK Newsline to all around the world, thanks very much for joining us.
Stories about people. Stories about life. Hometown Stories.
日本の方は韓国料理は辛いのイメージが強いのよ。けど辛くない料理が多いのよ。
This woman runs a Korean restaurant in northeastern Japan.
Hi, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
People fondly call her Sun-chan.
あれなんで髪切った？可愛いでしょ。可愛いでしょ。だんだん若くなるって言われてね。
Otomo Sunho, or Sun-chan, is 61 years old. She starts her day at 10 o'clock in the morning.
はいどうぞ。はいはいはいはいはいはいどうぞ。はい座ってけな。ちゃんと座ってけ。
Her restaurant is called Nikkan Hiroba, or Japan Korea Plaza. She proudly serves home-style dishes that she learned back in her native land of South Korea.
はいどうぞ。はいここでいいですか。美味しい。
スンホちゃんのが一番なので、超美味しいです。
はいどうぞ。はいありがとう。
Sunho regularly goes from table to table.
辛いものは大丈夫ですか？あんまり辛いのは。けど普通でキムチ食べるから。
She gets to know her customers by explaining the best way to eat the dishes.
こうでこれのこう後ろからこうこれこう混ぜてこう優しく。はい。これでこう。こう混ぜてこれご飯半分割ってこう見るおこげ。後ろからこう混ぜ混ぜ、顔の化粧と同じ。化粧しないんだもん。
After closing the restaurant, she doesn't slow down. Instead, she goes straight to her nearby vegetable patch.
これ生で食っても美味しいのよ。味噌つけて。
Chili peppers and cucumbers. She grows more than 20 kinds of vegetables that are staples of Korean cuisine. She learned how to work in the fields after moving to this village.
新鮮な見るも気持ちも落ち着くよ。 カーカー言うけどこう野菜見るも気持ちが優しくなるの。
気持ちが？
うん、心が優しくなるの。見るこれ。はい、乾杯。お疲れさん。暑い時とか、お疲れね。はい。私は一日うちで。
At the end of each day, Sunho loves to enjoy a drink with her husband, Yoshio, over dinner.
はいはいはいはい、これまんま一本すく。
Yoshio was born and raised in Tozawa village. He has come to love kimchi, or Korean-style pickled vegetables, even more than Sunho does.
で、白菜と大根のやつはちょっと酸っぱみが出たやつが好きだなと。まさか冬には才能を持った奥様だと分かんなかったから。いや
本当嬉しいな。これからもよろしくね。
Sunho and Yoshio married 34 years ago. After Sunho graduated from university, she was working in South Korea's capital, Seoul, enjoying life as a single woman. But
家族の集まった時で必ず言うんだは、まだ結婚してないなこの言葉が本当言んだかったのよ。うるさいの逃げたい。
Sunho was 27 when someone she knew asked her if she'd be interested in an arranged marriage with a Japanese man.
日本で遊べば誰も言う人ねえよ。毎日遊んで歩くていいよ。言ったから、子供のみたいな気持ちも持ってったべ、あの時で。
The arranged marriage project was launched by Japanese local governments. The aim was to help farming villages struggling with the lack of children to take over their parents' farms. Despite strong objections from her family, Sunho came to Japan and married Yoshio. But it wasn't what she expected.
苦労しました。寒くて寒くて。韓国は冬でもうちの中は暖かいからもう薄いの着て半袖みたいの着てで、こっちはうちの中が寒いのよ。
After having a baby, she started working in the village.
苦労したのはね、人だな。外国から来てるから1回2回3回見て、頭から下まで見てこう話しかける、国が違うし言葉もね違うからこれもわからないな。こう無視された時はもうカチッときて、本当もうこの村は行きたくねえ、帰りたい言って。
A married couple come to see Sunho.
遅くなりました。ご挨拶が遅くなっちゃって。
スンホさんでーす。
スンホさんじゃない、スンちゃん。よろしく。
The husband, Suzuki Eisaku, moved here from Kanagawa Prefecture near Tokyo.
そうですそうです。で生まれる前もちょうど臨月に近いぐらいに一緒に同じように食べて。
で生まれたらまた来ますって言ってでやっと連れてこれたんですよ。
知り合いがまだ少ない時はもうここ来てスンホさんと喋りながら、はい、ほとんど毎週のように来てました。
Eisaku moved to Tozawa village 8 years ago as part of a government-backed local revitalization effort. But
例えば会合とかしてても本当に来るのみたいな感じで声かけてもらえなかったりとかってことは最初から輪には入れないみたいなところはちらほらはありましたよね。
Eisaku was having a difficult time, but Sunho would talk to him.
スンホさんが最近どうなのとか困ってることないとかっていう話をやっぱ当然振ってくれるようになってるので。話をしにご飯を食べつつ人生相談じゃないですけどやっぱりせっかく移住してきたんだからこの村をいいところも悪いところも好きになって楽しんで住めるようになったらいいよねっていうような感じでずっと接してくれてた感じはありますよね。ありがとうございます。そうコロナ中は全くできなかったので、スンホさんが無理のない感じですごい心の緩衝材になってくれたので、そういうふうにはなりたいなって。
こんにちは。どうも。久しぶりねちゃん。久しぶり。元気だよ。
Lately, Sunho has been trying to help a woman named Tanaka Heson. She's 67 years old. Heson is from Yanbian Korean Autonomous Prefecture in China. She also moved to Japan to marry a Japanese man. She's brought some gyoza dumplings made with rice flour, a taste of family cooking from her hometown. Heson has a dream. She wants to open a restaurant just like Sunho did.
何々入った？
野菜。大根葉っぱ。
How's the taste?
これは、姉ちゃんがちっちゃい時で食べたの味かもしれないけど、大根の葉っぱよりキャベツ등が、今そのものよ。キャベツ등がニラ등。
何もそれでもいいよ。
味気등が別のもの入ってば食べるよ。お金払って買うよ。これ入ってばお金が、払って買わないから。ここの茎の読まないとできないのよ。ここの住んだからここの人で、ね、もう姉ちゃん来て何年になった？ 10年20年になってるべ。
20年23年
23年だべ、あのうちあの人はなんだかもう姉ちゃん大体わかるべ。
Sunho came up with an idea. She'll be running a food stall during the village's summer festival in 3 weeks. So she suggests that Heson sell her gyoza dumplings at her stall.
14日は姉ちゃんが何か一品作ってくる場合は脇で いや、おいでって。みんなが応援するからよ。
スゴさんみたいにパワー、こんなパワーがあったら。
年は関係ない。
年だなと自分で。
これは年は関係ないのよ。
バイバイ。
まず作ってきてね、姉ちゃん。
はい。
楽しみ待ってるよ。
はい。お母さんがいつも作ったものでね、正月とか家族が集まったら餃子作りが。
While in China, Haesun had tried running various businesses, like a restaurant and a beauty parlor. But none of them went well. She was having difficulty making ends meet when she heard about arranged marriages.
日本がもう天国だ、お金がいっぱいだしね. 그 말에 뭐 홀딱 반해가지고 그때는 뭐 일본에 오는 걸 누구나 뭐 말했어요. 여자로 생기면. みんな日本がもう天国だ, 이런 와보니 이런 지방이란 걸想像도 못했죠. 私は何も見るところもないし、人よりも優れたところもないし、自分の思いがね、何度も変わるんですね、ここで暮らしながら。
It's been 23 years since Haesun came to Japan. She still works at a welfare facility while caring for her aging husband. She is no closer to her dream of opening her own restaurant.
振り返ってみたらもう間もなくもう70になります。今までみんな中途半端になって結局見たら残った私の一番ダメなところですね。結論がねなかなか出ない。
いやいや今日も綺麗に咲いたなあなた。
There are some flowers that Sunho looks at every day. The Rose of Sharon is South Korea's national flower. She planted it right after she moved to Japan. She's taken good care of it ever since.
綺麗な花見てこれ綺麗で花見る場合は心がうつすぐよ。心で凝ったものの花見てみんな溶けてますよ心の。悩みがみんなあるの。祭りでは私は本人も自信持って自分が勇気持ってやってるもいいけどね。来るち来ないちこれはね相手の気持ちから私は心では待ってるよ。
The day of the summer festival. It's the first time in 4 years that the event has been held. It's been a while since the village has been so lively. In the end, Haesun didn't contact Sunho.
片付けるより使うねは使うねはちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃ怖い怖い怖いかわいいの人たちどこから来てますか？ど から来たですか？ベトナムの踊り？うん、日本の踊り。花笠踊り。すごいね。
Someone is standing a little way behind the foreign trainees. It's Heson.
ちょっと早めに来るかなと思ってたんですけど、今もう1時間あと残ってないよね。やっぱりダメだ。
やっぱりまっすぐな人だな。まっすぐ言うことね。そんなことを言える人がないでしょ。その気持ちがとてもありがたいですね。
みんな頑張ってるけど、人々様々ね、性格も違うし、考え方も違うし。
How do you make sake? Take rice and water and add microorganisms.
蔵に住み着いている菌たちが玄米の中に降りてきて、それを培養して使っている麹菌。
Microorganisms may be invisible to the naked eye, but in a sake brewery, they are honored residents. We visit a 350-year-old brewery to explore the wonders of sake fermentation, humans and microorganisms working together. After the Second World War ended, around 1,000 Japanese soldiers stayed in Indonesia. Among them was Kuroiwa Toru, who, after the war, fought in Indonesia's War of Independence against the Dutch, but was ultimately deported to Japan. This program traces Kuroiwa's extraordinary life, caught between two countries. How did the West discover the image of Japan? And how did this discovery spread? Its global image refracted through different lenses across time.
私たちが見た日本はおもちゃとかアニメとか日本が作った夢でした。
Learn how clarity and misunderstanding shaped the perception of Japan. Let's travel to the fringe of mainstream culture. In Japan, it has long been believed that foxes disguise themselves as humans in order to commit mischief or deceive people. However, foxes are also considered messengers of the gods, and fox statues are found at the many Inari shrines across Japan. How did foxes come to have this dual nature? We visit areas where fox lore is still strong to unravel the mystery.
Easy Japanese. Give it a try. This, かわいいお守りですね。
ほんと、かわいい。
これもいいですね。
それは縁結びのお守りです。800円になります。
縁結び。恋人ができるお守り。じゃあ、これをください。
Oh, Haru-san, your cheeks are flashing. Is it because Tam bought the matchmaking amulet?
Maybe, maybe not.
Anyway, today we learn how to express your impression of something. Tam said, かわいいお守りですね. You can use any adjective that ends with i, like かわいい, followed by the name of the object. And finally, ですね to describe what you think about something.
友達のハンターさんです。はじめまして。かわいい帽子ですね。
ありがとう。すごい筋肉ですね。
鍛えてますから。 美味しいお好み焼きですね。
I guess big muscles don't mean you're strong with everything.
That's true.
Adding ne to desu, as in かわいいお守りですね, shows you're seeking the other party's agreement.
Try different adjectives to express your impressions.
Now, pronunciation. かわいいお守りですね。かわいいお守りですね。
Trip tip. You can find amulet charms for various purposes at temples and shrines in Japan. The matchmaking ones are for finding romantic partners. They're said to work for business ties too. Other types of charms cover things such as childbirth and driving. Today's kanji. Bulk up your vocabulary by learning this. 筋肉, meaning muscle.
That's all for today. We hope Easy Japanese makes your time in Japan even more fun. 頑張って!
Hina dolls are traditionally displayed in homes with girls every March 3rd Girls' Day celebration after they are born.
宮中では紙で作った人型に自分の汚れを移してで川に流すっていう行事をやっぱり3月の最初の巳の日に行っておりました。それが江戸時代ぐらいになりますと、ひな人形の原型のようなものが初めてできました。でそれがひな祭りの起源というふうに言われています。
Dressed in the Heian court style of 1,000 years ago, the dolls imitate the emperor and empress and embody the wish of parents for their children to grow up healthy and happy.
でこういう初節句にお雛様を送るという風習ができたのがだいたい江戸時代の中頃あたりですね。
Since then, the custom has been for the maternal grandparents to give the dolls. To have enough dolls ready, workshops are at their busiest November through December. The different parts are made separately by specialist artisans. Here, they are assembled into the finished doll. The most important tasks are donning their costumes and expressively arranging the hands.
これは一番最終工程の買い直りっていう、これはもう一回折ってしまうと元に戻すのが難しいので、この形によってその作家の形が現れるというか個性が出るというか、一番神経を使うところですね。
2019 presented doll makers with a momentous occasion. A new emperor was enthroned, marking the start of the Reiwa era. This workshop produced Hina dolls wearing the closest approximations of the coronation robes worn by the new emperor and empress. Much research went into the colors and designs. The completed Reiwa dolls will become the treasured possessions of a new generation of girls.
やっぱり記念すべき年ですのでね、私たちもやっぱり即その雅子さまと天皇様のお衣装の通りのお衣装で作ったお雛様をおあつらいしたいなっていう気持ちがもうやっぱり真っ先に芽生えましたので、お雛様を見ていただくことで、こんなお衣装を着てはったんやなっていうことが手に取るように分かっていただけるかと思います。
Each set of dolls is completed with care and delivered with the parents' and grandparents' wishes for the girl's happiness. Sometimes the workshop receives thank you letters. Grandparents express their joy at spending time with their granddaughters and enclose photos showing their happy families.
初節句にお祝いとしてお雛様を送るっていう、ご実家からっていう文化がやっぱりいまだに京都は根強く残ってまして、赤ちゃんのお家におじいちゃんおばあちゃんが手渡しというか届けに行かはるっていうお家もいっぱいいまだにやっぱり残っております。
That is so
Wild Hokkaido.
The Toya-Usu Geopark in the southwestern region of Hokkaido has spectacular scenery created by volcanic activity. Mount Tokushunbetsu is a volcano located in the geopark's east. The deep valley here holds many mysterious natural formations caused by ancient volcanic activity and the severe winter climate.
We're gonna go towards the mountain.
Visiting this area today is professional ski instructor Todd Thornley.
Looking forward to it. Looks like
He's seen quite a few mysterious sights himself in previous adventures with us. On a Shiratoko Peninsula mountain, his shadow was cast on a rainbow, a very rare phenomenon called a Brocken specter. And this was when he found a snow monster that looked like a giraffe. He's encountered many mysteries crafted by nature. This time, he'll attempt to capture even more curious sights on camera.
walking along the river and seeing what the snow is like, and hopefully seeing some really beautiful aspects of this area of Hokkaido. I can't wait.
Snowshoes are essential for walking through deep snow like this. The wide soles distribute weight evenly, preventing you from sinking into the snow.
If you walk a little bit, you'll see it. There's like a V-shape valley.
He's enlisted the help of Sakai Fumiaki, a guide who knows this area well.
Let's go.
Together, they head into the forest on a snow-covered path. Their snowshoes propel them along the fluffy snow.
Hold some look.
Oh, look at that.
it's a yukimakuri in Japanese.
They found a snow formation known as a snow roller.
Almost looks like roll cake. That's really fun.
It occurs when the wind blows snow down an incline and rolls it up. Todd quickly takes out his phone to capture the scene.
Snow roll. Looks like falling down towards us.
He's caught a natural phenomenon unique to this snowy mountain environment. They continue on further through the Silver Valley. It's said that this particular area also has an interesting sight. They've come to a river. In the water, there are multiple mounds of snow that look like mushroom caps.
The snow covers the rocks.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
They're known as snow caps. The snow that sits on the top of the rock starts to puff out and sag over the edges because of the weight. Todd holds his camera steady. He's captured a shot of the plump snow caps. Fumiaki has spotted something else. Here comes Todd.
Can I run?
Yeah.
These are splash icicles. The ice hangs like long fingers over the snow's edge. These icicles are the result of cold water splashing and freezing on the surface of the snow. Todd captures this unique formation made of snow, ice, and water combined.
Almost looks like, for me, it looks like a whale with like the water coming out of the whale's mouth in there. That kind of nature art kind of intrigues me. Ooh, that's a nice picture. Amateur photographer here.
Todd goes searching for more of these unusual naturally made formations. He looks up towards the sky. There's a light flurry of snow. It looks like he's trying to photograph a snowflake. Now for the sensei's tip. The first key to superb snowflake snapshots is using a dark background. Next, use a macro lens attachment for your phone. These are easy to find. The macro lens makes it possible to get up close and take magnified shots of smaller subjects.
Okay, try that again. Wow, look at that. Magnified perfectly.
It's easy to photograph snowflakes using your phone. Why don't you give it a try too?
Wow, cool.
Now they've come to the bottom of a cliff.
If we climb up this cliff, and you can see a fascinating nature over there.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
They remove their snowshoes and put on helmets. Where are they going? They carefully climb up the cliff face.
Whoa. Look at this cave.
Awaiting them at the top is an enormous cave with a depth of about 30 meters. It's filled with amazing ice formations.
Incredible how these are formed.
Many icicles are hanging from the cave ceiling.
There are so many icicles above, so please watch out.
Okay.
And also do not stay underneath of the icicles.
Of course, they are all prepared with their helmets on. Taking care of their surroundings, they venture further into the cave. Sticking up from the ground of the cave are pillars of ice known as ice bamboo shoots. They can grow up to 2 meters high. You can see over 2,000 ice bamboo shoots here. It's a rare sight to see this many occurring naturally. They proceed carefully along a route with fewer bamboo shoots to avoid damaging them. This cave is thought to have been formed by groundwater flowing through bedrock and eroding away the volcanic rock. Deeper in the cave, there are no icicles. Instead, the hardened lava shows its bare rock face.
So can you touch this surface?
Yeah, sure.
It's very rough, right?
Yeah, completely. It's almost like sand is on the rock.
There are many small holes on the surface of the rock where the volcanic gases escaped, making it rough like sandpaper. Groundwater appears to seep through these holes and cracks. The continuously dripping water is the source of the ice bamboo shoots. One drop at a time, the water drips from the ceiling onto the top of the chutes. When it drops onto a chute, it doesn't make its way to the ground. Instead, it freezes the moment it lands on the tip. This extremely rare footage shows the growth over time of the ice bamboo. It was taken over approximately 1 month and captures the ice shoots slowly growing upwards. Todd points his camera towards the ice bamboo shoots. They glimmer beautifully as the light streaming through the entrance to the cave hits them. Fumiaki also shows Todd his favorite way to photograph the ice bamboo with a flashlight. Shining a light through them changes their color.
And then if you look at it, depending on the angle, it just changes in the light, like where you're looking through it. But it totally reminds me of like artisan glass makers and how they texturize things. It's just beautiful. Oh, that's a way cooler picture. 1 second, this is the one. That is so beautiful. Look at this.
The tower of ice appears like a guiding light in the darkness of the cave.
I never thought about it myself as a photographer, but I think that's a pretty cool picture.
Satisfied with his shots, Todd returns with Fumiaki to the cave entrance.
This?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, wow.
The ceiling of the cave entrance is covered in a thick layer of frost. If you look closely, they look like beautiful flowers and are even called frost flowers. This large amount of frost flowers is a result of the cave's unique environment. Inside the cave, the air is moist from the groundwater. When the moist air is exposed to the cold air from outside the cave, it freezes on the surface of the rocks and icicles inside. Instead of the water vapor becoming liquid, it transforms into ice crystals straight away. As the crystals get bigger and bigger, they blossom into beautiful frost flowers.
You can see the layer of crystals.
Yeah. And all the lines seem like they're running parallel to each other.
Yep.
Todd witnessed such mysterious ice formations in this snowy mountain cave.
I think it kind of, by going out there looking for some pictures,
For another adventure.
You're watching NHK Newsline. I'm Kanako Sakno. US President Donald Trump has said other countries' value-added taxes, or VAT, as well as export subsidies, can be reasons for Washington to impose what he calls reciprocal tariffs. Trump signed that tariff scheme on Thursday. It says the US will match what it considers high levies placed by other countries on American goods. The US president wrote in a social media post on Saturday, provisions will be made for non-tariff trade barriers that other countries set. He said the barriers were aimed at keeping US products out of their domain or preventing US businesses from operating. Trump insisted America has been treated unfairly by both friends and unfriendly nations for many years. He claimed reciprocal tariffs will immediately bring fairness and prosperity back into the trade system. Trump warned countries they will have to reduce or end their measures if they believe US tariffs on their products are too high. Japan's Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi has asked US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to exclude his country from a series of tariffs Trump plans to impose.
I conveyed my view that Japan should not be subject to measures known as reciprocal tariffs.
Iwaya also requested America's 25% tariffs on foreign steel and aluminium not apply to Japan, and he raised the issue of tariffs on Japanese automobiles exported to the US. Iwaya and Rubio reaffirmed the two countries will communicate closely with each other to deepen bilateral economic relations. Iwaya also told Rubio that he would like to hold a 2+2 meeting of foreign and defense chiefs as soon as possible. A US survey shows more than 60% of Americans think giving Trump more power would be too risky. The Pew Research Center think tank conducted the survey between January 27th and February 2nd. Trump has been making a major policy shift from the previous administration by signing a slew of executive orders. 65% of the respondents said it would be too risky to give Trump more power to deal directly with many of the country's problems. 90% of Democrats and people leaning toward the Democratic Party had that view, compared with 39% of Republicans and those leaning toward the Republican Party. When asked about giving more power to US presidents in general, 78% said it would be too risky. Trump has signed at least 65 executive orders since he took office less than a month ago. That's more than double the number signed by former President Joe Biden during the same period. Critics say some of Trump's orders have exceeded the president's constitutional authority. Japan's foreign minister says the conflict in Ukraine must not end in a way that makes Russia the winner. Iwaya Takeshi also says a just and lasting peace in Ukraine is needed. Iwaya made the remarks on Saturday in a panel discussion at the Munich Security Conference. He said Russia's invasion of Ukraine caused the world order to start collapsing, and this could have a significant impact on Asia. The foreign minister said a move toward peace in Ukraine has begun, and he has high hopes for the US leadership. Iwaya also met with his US and South Korean counterparts for the first time since Trump took office. They agreed stronger ties and cooperation will help bring peace and prosperity to the region and the world. They expressed firm opposition to unilateral attempts to change the status quo with force or coercion in the Indo-Pacific. They also reaffirmed the importance of maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait while keeping China in mind. The top diplomats shared serious concerns about North Korea's nuclear and missile development and the country's closer military cooperation with Russia. They also confirmed they'll work together to denuclearize the North. Russia says Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his counterpart Rubio agreed during a phone call to regularly contact each other to prepare for a bilateral summit. The ministry says the conversation on Saturday was held at the initiative of the US. It says the two ministers reaffirmed their readiness to work together to restore dialogue in line with the policies set by Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Trump. The two leaders talked on the phone on Wednesday. Both sides reportedly expressed a shared commitment to addressing international issues, including the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the situation involving Palestinians. The US State Department says Rubio reaffirmed Trump's commitment to finding an end to the conflict in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has reiterated that he cannot allow negotiations on ending the conflict with Russia without the involvement of his country.
Ukraine will never accept deals made behind our backs without our involvement.
Zelensky also referred to the phone talks between the US and Russian presidents. He says Trump did not once mention the need for Europe to be at the negotiating table. US media outlet Bloomberg cites sources saying that senior officials from the US and Russia will meet this week in Saudi Arabia. The report says the officials will pave the way for a summit between Trump and Putin as soon as the end of this month. The report also says senior Ukrainian officials are expected to participate but are not fully involved in the preparations. Zelensky was asked about the possible meeting in Saudi Arabia and said he has not seen any invitations. He said there may be something on the table, but not on his table. Zelensky said Trump meeting Putin before meeting with him would make the situation even more dangerous. Local media in India say a deadly stampede at a New Delhi railway station has killed at least 15 people. A huge crowd was waiting to board a train bound for a major religious festival in the north of the country. Media reports say the stampede occurred Saturday evening on the railway platform in the Indian capital, killing at least 15 people, including 3 children.
There was a huge stampede. I have never seen such a huge crowd before.
The platform was crowded with people heading for Prayagraj, the site of the Kumbh Mela festival. The 6-week Hindu festival started in January. Over 400 million pilgrims are in the Ganges River to purify themselves during the festival. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has posted a message on social media sharing his condolences with the bereaved families. Saturday's accident follows another stampede during the festival on January 29th, which killed at least 30 people at the Ganges. There have been calls for tighter safety measures at festival sites. A Buddhist temple in western Japan has wrapped up a week of ceremonies with a dramatic nighttime rite. The tradition, called Dadaoshi, symbolizes driving out evil and welcoming good health. The main hall of Hasedera Temple in Nara Prefecture's city of Sakurai is designated a national treasure. People playing demons screamed and wielded cudgels amid the sound of drums and conch shells. Monks held up amulets said to have the power to force out demons. Participants swung torches 4 meters long and weighing up to 130 kilograms to drive out the demons. The scene dazzled the public.
The torches were a real surprise.
The rhythm of the drums was very moving.
Tourists are being welcomed in the northern Japanese prefecture of Akita with a traditional festival featuring dozens of what are called Kamakura snow huts. This year, snowfall measured over 1 meter high for the first time in 3 years. That made it easier for the staff to build about 60 huts for the festival. The igloo-like structures are about 4 meters in diameter and 3 meters high. Children called out to welcome visitors into their huts to enjoy sweet sake and rice cakes. Organisers said they hope visitors enjoy their interactions with the children and feel the warmth of the local people.
I was surprised that it was warmer than I expected.
The drink was very sweet. And what's that?
Rice cake.
The rice cake?
Rice cake, right.
It's very good.
Very good.
Organisers say the 450-year-old festival in Yokote City is dedicated to a water deity that people pray to with hopes of a good harvest. That wraps up this edition of NHK Newsline. I'm Kaneko Sakno in Tokyo. Thanks very much for joining us.
Now that's a piercing stare. The great gray owl has the largest face of any owl, covering more than 1/3 of its entire body. And boy, do they use it wisely. It catches a rodent in a snowfield. Nothing special about that. Well, watch again. Where's the rodent? In fact, it's hidden deep under the snow. What's its secret? let's examine the mysterious hunting technique of the great gray owl. Today's episode takes us to southern Manitoba in Canada. During the winter chill, any moisture in the air immediately freezes. It gradually accelerates and doesn't miss. Prey has no time to react. This secret owl kingdom lies in a vast expanse of nature. 11 different species can be seen here. One is flying above a snowbound meadow and swoops down. It sunk into the snow. A rodent. Quite impressive. But how did the owl find it in the first place? The great gray owl is back on the hunt. It quietly hovers, slowly descends, and lands on the snow. Once again, success. But how? Let's look at that one more time. Even at this point, the rodent is nowhere in sight. Under the thick layer of snow, a meadow vole. These rodents dig tunnels in the snow and feed on grass and seeds. The great gray owl is hunting and somehow able to locate invisible prey. The northern hawk owl we saw earlier targets rodents that suddenly emerge from the snow. It attacks with great speed. These owls rely on keen eyesight when hunting.
I was talking about the face, but does having a large face really have a great advantage? Other owls hunt just as well. See?
You have a point there, but you'll understand once you know the owl's unique secret.
Another secret? Oh, I'm curious.
Well, the team was too. Here, they're using a mounted owl in a studio to see just how much sound the great gray owl actually picks up. This experiment is a first, even for researchers.
Well?
Using an ultra-small microphone, they'll first measure the volume of this tone coming from a speaker.
Uh-huh.
The result will be the reference level. Now, they'll put the same microphone into the great gray owl's ears. The result is 12 decibels. The sound the owl picked up is 4 times louder than when measured with the microphone alone.
4 times louder? Hey, thanks for the hoot. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Other creatures in the animal kingdom also use their large faces when hunting. In the chilly waters off Norway, we find one of nature's mysteries lying at the bottom. It's an anglerfish. This one's about 1 meter in length. 1/3 of its body is the face, and it's got a big mouth too. It covers its body with sand to hide and ambush prey. Near the anglerfish is a small fish, but not for long. The huge face shoots up out of the sand. The small fish never saw it coming. Here is the giant bullfrog. It's got quite a face as well. The male inflates its throat and produces a roar-like mating call. They also engage in fierce battles. Their deadliest weapon is, you guessed it, their large face. It also proves useful when protecting their young. A big cow comes lumbering by. It might step on and kill the tadpoles. The father shows no fear. In this case, big is relative. Whether it's love, hunting, or parenting, a large face is an important survival tool. There's one. And it's big, measuring about 1 meter in diameter. A female is guarding the nest. And a little head has popped out. This one has caught the father's attention. He's got it. Or maybe not. Charlie, you're back.
That's right, because it doesn't make any sense. There must be many rodents scurrying about in spring, and the owls have great eyesight, plus there isn't any snow.
The absence of snow is what makes hunting more difficult.
I don't get it.
The deep snow serves as a hiding place for the rodents, but that also means the rodents can't see outside.
I see.
So, great gray owls can fly over a wide range and efficiently find them.
Okay.
But when the snow is gone, the owls lose this advantage and are in plain view.
Ah, of course.
That's why they must hunt from a perch where they can stay off the radar. But that, unfortunately, decreases hunting efficiency.
I get it. So the snow was actually helping great gray owls hunt.
Right. And there's another factor to keep in mind: sound. It's very quiet around the snowfield, right?
Yes, it is.
Great gray owls can easily pick up the slightest sounds rodents make, increasing their hunting success.
Uh-huh.
But during summer, when there's no sound, let's listen.
Oh, the birds and bugs are quite active.
That's right. The various sounds of nature get in the way, preventing the owl from zeroing in on rodents.
Oh, the irony. It's not fair. Great gray owls have large faces to pick up sound, but that size can also be a great disadvantage. Don't lose face, you great gray owl. I'll keep praying for you to keep catching prey. But not me.
It's late May, and the forest welcomes the season of spring leaves. Inside the nest, the chicks seem to be doing well. But there's still a size difference among them. The father comes back with prey. But the largest one grabs it and swallows it whole. The other chicks can only watch. Next is the second largest chick. The smallest chick still hasn't eaten anything. The mother tries to feed. There's only one chick. What happened to the other one? Where's that sound coming from? Ah, below the nest. There it is. It's safe. In fact, this means the young one has fledged. Great gray owl chicks jump out of the nest while they're still unable to fly. Now that they've grown to a considerable size, if they stay in the nest, they'll get noticed by predators such as hawks. Nearby, the mother owl is watching over the scene. If a predator emerges, she will chase it away. But the chick must reach a safe place on its own. You're getting there. The hunt begins. Well, that was quick. It probably couldn't pinpoint where the sound was coming from. Experts believe only about 20% of young owls that fledged in spring survive their first winter. With full concentration, it locates the target, then aims and swoops down with great precision. Success! The young owl will master its hunting skills through trial and error. Adulthood will come when it's finally able to use the freezing snowfield to its advantage. Great gray owls have perfected the technique of using their large face to catch invisible prey. It's a unique and unrivaled hunter born in the land of the Great North.
NHK World Japan Program Guide.
Where we call home.
Offering a glimpse into the lives of people who put roots down in Japan and the challenges they face. On the program's website, you can find more information and watch the show anytime via video on demand.
Working so hard to find.
NHK World Japan offers lots of great programming to watch as a family. Check out You and I. Learn about the importance of diversity and compassion.
The fact is, I can no longer see. This is what a boy should be, or a girl should be. You says that he was born with short fingers. That's why you're helping you.
Enter the land of dreams and learn about how other people feel with the help of two fairies.
I want to do things myself because I'm always depending on you.
Watch the show together with your kids.
Tell her feelings and ask his feelings.
Use it as a chance to talk.
That's very important, right?
Yeah.
Education, the door to the future.
Everybody, I got some good donuts. Let's share them.
Oh, that's nice.
Great! I love donuts!
Let's see. There are 13 donuts.
They're from the lady we helped the other day. We're to have 4 pieces each.
If it's 4 pieces each, how many of us would that be?
We divide 13 by 4.
Right.
13 divided by 4 is... 13 divided by 4.
Can't you even do that? 4 divisions? We can use the multiplication table. We look for a multiple of 4, right? 4 times 1 is 4, more than that. 4 times 2 is 8. Yes, this is it. The answer is 2. The remainder is 13 minus 8, which is 5.
So 2 of us can have them and 5 will be left over?
That's right. Good.
Barky, I'm sorry. There aren't any for you.
Poor me. But I think there's something wrong with this calculation. You're dividing 13 donuts by 4. And the remainder is 5? The remainder is larger than 4. The divisor. That can't be right. Oh.
4 pieces. I get 4 pieces. I see! I've got it! 1. See? The other box has 4 pieces too. So there are a total of 3 boxes and the remainder is 1 piece.
Good work, Tanko! If the remainder is 5, you can still get 4 from that, for 1 more person. But from the remainder of 1, you can't get 4 more. So, the answer to 13 divided by 4 is 3, with a remainder of 1.
Here, these are for you, Barky.
Oh, goody!
Then I will take the one left over.
No, you can't! No!
Oh, dear. What behavior.
You're so childish!
Barky's question. 16 divided by 6 is 2, remainder 4. Oh? The remainder is larger than the answer. Is the answer wrong? Let's think about this with dumplings. If we put 6 into each box, we can fill 2 boxes and 4 are remaining. So the answer is right. There are times like this when the remainder is larger than the answer.
many first graders are there this year? 14. How many benches should we bring? Let's see. 4 can sit on one bench. So, 14 divided by 4 is 3, remainder 2. Then the number of benches needed is,
What's your concern? The answer is 3! So you need 3 benches! Isn't that obvious?
Of course. We need 3 benches. Can you help me? We don't have enough seats. I shouldn't have depended on a boy who can't calculate correctly. But the answer's right there. The calculation is correct.
Hold it. Calm down. Let's sort this out, shall we? You calculated how many benches, seating 4 each, will be needed for 14 first graders, right?
Yes, and we brought 3 benches.
Let's review that. We can double check by doing 4 times 3 plus 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So the answer, 3 remainder 2, is correct.
See, I was right. Oh, but we still don't have enough seats.
Why is that?
Hello, everyone!
Wow! It's Numbler!
It's a pleasure!
This is your doing again, Numbler!
14 divided by 4 is 3, remainder 2. The calculation is right, but these 2 can't sit. Oh, why don't we have enough seats?
Barky, what should we do?
14 divided by 4. That will make 3 groups of 4. So the answer is 3, and the remainder is 2. The calculation is correct.
Hey, Tenko, have you solved the case?
Boss, not yet.
By the way, about the leftover donut. Me, Tenko, Barky, and the remainder. I have them all kept in boxes. I haven't eaten them yet.
This is not the time for that.
The donuts sure look good. But wait! We divided the donuts for the 3 of us. But there are not 3, but 4 boxes. Yes, I know!
Barky, what is it?
Okay, here I go.
Wow! 14 magnets?
What?
And these.
Pencil cases? We should use these to calculate? One. I see. I've got it. 14 first graders, 4 on each bench. That's 1, 2, 3 benches. And for the remaining 2 to sit, 1 more bench. That means we need a total of 4 benches.
That's right, Tenko! 14 divided by 4 is 3, remainder 2. What this means is that if 14 children sit 4 on each bench, the number of benches is 3, and 2 children are left. For all the children to sit, you need to add 1 more bench to seat the remaining 2.
This is bad! No!
There. Now everyone can sit.
It was supposed to be hard, but you solved it! Ooh, I'll be back!
much. I'm glad that we have seats for everyone now. All's well that ends well.
Say cheese. But how does a camera take photos?
Good question. Let's look inside and uncover the secrets. Today, we are going to find out how a camera works. Light taken in by the lens passes through different parts that create an image. To see exactly how this happens, let's take a closer look. First, the lens takes in light from the scene in front of it. The light travels to an image sensor inside the camera. The image sensor is covered with over 10 million tiny sensors arranged in regular rows. Each detects one color of light, red, blue, or green, and its intensity. The sensors turn this information into electrical signals. The signals are sent to an image processor, a type of computer that detects the different colors of light. Then, it combines all three colors to create a full color image. The image is then displayed on the camera's monitor. When the shutter button is pressed, a photo. The photo is stored on a memory card. Okay, let's see that one more time. The lens takes in light. The image sensor detects the colors and intensity of the light and turns the data into electrical signals. Based on those signals, the image processor creates an image and displays it on the monitor. Press the shutter button and the photo is saved on the memory card. I see. That's how a camera uses light to make photos. Devices that read different types of light and create images are called image sensors. The technology is used in a variety of ways. For example, making copies on a printer. Inside, there's a long, thin image sensor. Insert the item to be copied and the image sensor shines a light on it and reads three colors: red, blue, and green. The data is combined into a single image and voila, out comes the copy. Another example, an X-ray machine that takes images of our insides. On this part, there's a large image sensor. X-rays are directed at a person's back. The image sensor reads them and creates an image of the bones and organs. ATM machines that dispense money also have image sensors. They're used to confirm a person's identity. Infrared light is shined on a finger. An image sensor reads it and creates an image of the blood vessels inside. The system compares this with images in its database and determines if there's a match or not. I see. image sensors can create images from all kinds of light.
Tech history. Making fire. Back before there was electricity or gas, people made fires using wooden sticks and boards.
Okay.
Insert the stick into a groove in the board. Rub it back and forth with the palms. The friction created between the stick and the board generates heat. The hands must keep moving. Don't stop, or the heat will be lost.
Rub, rub, rub.
Eventually, black shavings pile up. This is the ember. Nestle the ember inside something like a wad of cotton. Then blow in air to provide oxygen. Blow gently and slowly so the ember doesn't go out. Then...
It's lit! Fire! And boy, am I hungry! I can finally make dinner! Huh? What's that? Gas? You have instant fire!
SCA, 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 SCA. When you push the remote in front of you, a sensor senses it and then reports it to a computer. Then will judge and send an order to an actuator, carries out the job to do. When you touch the screen that is in front of you, a sensor senses it and then reports it to a computer. Then will judge and send an order to an actuator, carries out the job to do. SCA, all three have got the power. SCA, they're moving for us every hour. SCA, making us all smile and then SCA, today they'll do it all again.
Tech Lab. Welcome to Tech Lab. My latest invention is a machine that gets kids off to school with a smile. I call it the Feel Good Mirror. Here's the concept. When a person stands before the mirror, an optical sensor reacts. Then a computer commands the actuator to transmit these words through a speaker.
Oh, beautiful!
That should make her feel good. Let me explain the parts and how they're organized. The sensor, computer, and actuator look like this. You can try finding them at an electronics shop. First, the optical sensor. I'll attach it here to the mirror. Electrical signals from the optical sensor are picked up by this computer. It commands the speaker to generate sounds. The actuator, or speaker, receives the command and says the phrase. Just set up the mirror and you're ready. Okay, let's go ahead and try it out. Oh, a girl stands in front of the mirror and then...
Oh, beautiful!
She's laughing. That should help her feel good at the start of her day. How about it? My invention's pretty neat, don't you think? See what you can do. Using SCA, come up with your own interesting machines. Take Tech!
Today's theme was Capture the Light. Before we go, a question. The key technology this time was an image sensor. A magnified view shows that more sensors are green than other colors. But why? human eyes are more sensitive to green than the other colors. Using more green creates an image that is closer to what we see. Why not try to find out more about it on your own? Take Tech!
You're watching NHK Newsline. I'm Kanako Sakno. US President Donald Trump has said other countries' value-added taxes, or VAT, as well as export subsidies, can be reasons for Washington to impose what he calls reciprocal tariffs. Trump signed that tariff scheme on Thursday. It says the US will match what it considers high levies placed by other countries on American goods. The US president wrote in a social media post on Saturday, provisions will be made for non-tariff trade barriers that other countries set. He said the barriers were aimed at keeping US products out of their domain or preventing US businesses from operating. Trump insisted America has been treated unfairly by both friends and unfriendly nations for many years. He claimed reciprocal tariffs will immediately bring fairness and prosperity back into the trade system. Trump warned countries they will have to reduce or end their measures if they believe US tariffs on their products are too high. Japan's Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi has asked US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to exclude his country from a series of tariffs Trump plans to impose.
I conveyed my view that Japan should not be subject to measures known as reciprocal tariffs.
Iwaya also requested America's 25% tariffs on foreign steel and aluminium not apply to Japan, and he raised the issue of tariffs on Japanese automobiles exported to the US. Iwaya and Rubio reaffirmed the two countries will communicate closely with each other to deepen bilateral economic relations. Iwaya also told Rubio that he would like to hold a 2+2 meeting of foreign and defense chiefs as soon as possible. A US survey shows more than 60% of Americans think giving Trump more power would be too risky. The Pew Research Center think tank conducted the survey between January 27th and February 2nd. Trump has been making a major policy shift from the previous administration by signing a slew of executive orders. 65% of the respondents said it would be too risky to give Trump more power to deal directly with many of the country's problems. 90% of Democrats and people leaning toward the Democratic Party had that view, compared with 39% of Republicans and those leaning toward the Republican Party. When asked about giving more power to US presidents in general, 78% said it would be too risky. Trump has signed at least 65 executive orders since he took office less than a month ago. That's more than double the number signed by former President Joe Biden during the same period. Critics say some of Trump's orders have exceeded the president's constitutional authority. Japan's foreign minister says the conflict in Ukraine must not end in a way that makes Russia the winner. Iwaya Takeshi also says a just and lasting peace in Ukraine is needed. Iwaya made the remarks on Saturday in a panel discussion at the Munich Security Conference. He said Russia's invasion of Ukraine caused the world order to start collapsing, and this could have a significant impact on Asia. The foreign minister said a move toward peace in Ukraine has begun, and he has high hopes for the US leadership. Iwaya also met with his US and South Korean counterparts for the first time since Trump took office. They agreed stronger ties and cooperation will help bring peace and prosperity to the region and the world. They expressed firm opposition to unilateral attempts to change the status quo with force or coercion in the Indo-Pacific. They also reaffirmed the importance of maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait while keeping China in mind. The top diplomats shared serious concerns about North Korea's nuclear and missile development and the country's closer military cooperation with Russia. They also confirmed they'll work together to denuclearize the North. Russia says Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his counterpart Rubio agreed during a phone call to regularly contact each other to prepare for a bilateral summit. The ministry says the conversation on Saturday was held at the initiative of the US. It says the two ministers reaffirmed their readiness to work together to restore dialogue in line with the policies set by Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Trump. The two leaders talked on the phone on Wednesday. Both sides reportedly expressed a shared commitment to addressing international issues, including the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the situation involving Palestinians. The U.S. State Department says Rubio reaffirmed Trump's commitment to finding an end to the conflict in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has reiterated that he cannot allow negotiations on ending the conflict with Russia without the involvement of his country.
Ukraine will never accept deals made behind our backs without our involvement.
Zelensky also referred to the phone talks between the US and Russian presidents. He says Trump did not once mention the need for Europe to be at the negotiating table. US media outlet Bloomberg cites sources saying that senior officials from the US and Russia will meet this week in Saudi Arabia. The report says the officials will pave the way for a summit between Trump and Putin as soon as the end of this month. The report also says senior Ukrainian officials are expected to participate, but are not fully involved in the preparations. Zelensky was asked about the possible meeting in Saudi Arabia and said he has not seen any invitations. He said there may be something on the table, but not on his table. Zelensky said Trump meeting Putin before meeting with him would make the situation even more dangerous. Local media in India say a deadly stampede at a New Delhi railway station has killed at least 15 people. A huge crowd was waiting to board a train bound for a major religious festival in the north of the country. Media reports say the stampede occurred Saturday evening on the railway platform in the Indian capital, killing at least 15 people, including 3 children.
There was a huge stampede. I have never seen such a huge crowd before.
The platform was crowded with people heading for Prayagraj, the site of the Kumbh Mela festival. The 6-week Hindu festival started in January. Over 400 million pilgrims are said to bathe in the Ganges River to purify themselves during the festival. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has posted a message on social media sharing his condolences with the bereaved families. Saturday's accident follows another stampede during the festival on January 29th, which killed at least 30 people at the Ganges. There have been calls for tighter safety measures at festival sites. A Buddhist temple in western Japan has wrapped up a week of ceremonies with a dramatic nighttime rite. The tradition, called Dadaoshi, symbolizes driving out evil and welcoming good health. The main hall of Hasedera Temple in Nara Prefecture's city of Sakurai is designated a national treasure. People playing demons screamed and wielded cudgels amid the sound of drums and conch shells. Monks held up amulets said to have the power to force out demons. Participants swung torches 4 meters long and weighing up to 130 kilograms to drive out the demons. The scene dazzled the public.
The torches were a real surprise.
The rhythm of the drums was very moving.
Tourists are being welcomed in the northern Japanese prefecture of Akita with a traditional festival featuring dozens of what are called Kamakura snow huts. This year, snowfall measured over 1 meter high for the first time in 3 years. That made it easier for the staff to build about 60 huts for the festival. The igloo-like structures are about 4 meters in diameter and 3 meters high. Children called out to welcome visitors into their huts to enjoy sweet sake and rice cakes. Organisers said they hope visitors enjoy their interactions with the children and feel the warmth of the local people.
I was surprised that it was warmer than I expected.
The drink was very sweet. And what's that?
Rice cake.
The rice cake?
Rice cake, right.
It's very good.
Very good.
Organisers say the 450-year-old festival in Yokote City is dedicated to a water deity that people pray to with hopes of a good harvest. That wraps up this edition of NHK Newsline. I'm Kanako Sakno in Tokyo. Thanks very much for joining us.
Just look, a city of red rooftops. I'm in Bologna, a city in northern Italy. Since the time of ancient Rome, the city has flourished as a commercial and transportation hub. Today, I will be exploring Bologna. This highway is the Via Emilia, known as the Italian food route. I have a feeling that I'm going to encounter some delicious moments. Beyond that gate up ahead is Bologna Old Town. It's so exciting to be able to walk around this city. It's 9 in the morning. I imagine that these people are on their way to school or work. First, I'm going to check the map. Let's see. Old Town is in the center of Bologna. Right now, I'm here in the north. The Via Emilia runs from east to west. I think I'll head towards the large square that's located on the Via Emilia. Look at the beautiful arches on that building. Everyone's walking in this direction, it seems. Wow, the arches keep going. The floor and the pillars look very traditional. And she's cleaning the window. Getting ready to open, I guess. There are so many stores on this street. Look, the roof on the left-hand side of the street seems to go on forever. What an elegant-looking building. This walkway keeps going and going. I wonder how far it goes. I wonder why those girls are gathered in front of that store window. Hello. May I ask you some questions?
Sì, sì.
What are these covered walkways called? Ah, they're called porticos. Like the sound of that word. Are there a lot of porticos in Bologna?
Sì, la strada è tutta lunga. Dalla stazione fino alla piazza ci sono c'è solo portico. C'è anche la galleria dei negozi un po' più firmati, diciamo.
I see. And what brings you here today?
Stiamo guardando le vetrine dei negozi perché siamo degli studenti di Faenza. Noi facciamo parte della vendita. Siamo venuti a Bologna anche per fare un giro, ma anche per visitare le vetrine, descriverle e capiamo come funziona il lavoro, la vetrina, il prodotto che c'è. E vediamo quanto spazio può occupare una vetrina, quanto il prodotto, quanto spazio può occupare, eccetera.
Oh, so you're on a social studies field trip. Thanks. Ciao. Ciao.
Dopo che a me
There are so many different kinds of stores under the porticos. They must be learning a lot. I'm going to exit this portico now. There's another one across the street. And here, too. It seems that there are porticos everywhere in this city. The designs on the ceilings are all a bit different. They're so interesting. The arch over there is low. Wow, it looks like everything they're selling here is on display. That's convenient. Did those students notice that too? Ah, drogeria means grocery store. I'm going to take a look inside. Ah, it's packed full of all sorts of things. Hello.
Buongiorno.
Just want to look around, if that's okay. Just look at all that candy. So many different kinds. The colors and shapes are so cute. They sell it in grams.
Eccomi qua. Allora, possiamo vedere lo spray.
Questo qui, sì, forse più che lo spray, perché lo spray non saprei nemmeno come utilizzarlo.
Spazzato sopra la torta e fanno le colline d'oro. Questi invece è polverina che serve per verniciare, quindi sopra le torte in classe.
Io dovrei fare uno chiffon cake e poi sopra ci volevo mettere del dorato, però non so come è meglio.
Allora, spray sicuramente grassato, sì,
Sì.
veramente sì, grassata.
Cioccolato bianco.
Un cioccolato bianco? Una volta che fa il cioccolato bianco le conviene lo spray che glielo va poi di sopra.
Magari può fare anche una maschera, può fare anche quando si vuole decorazioni particolari.
Vediamo, proviamo con questa allora.
Bene, perfetto.
She's buying it.
No, per ora va bene così.
10 euro.
There are so many different things for sale here.
Questo è un negozio d'Italia. La nostra storia risale a più di 400 anni fa.
400?
Allora, questo negozio inizialmente è un negozio di speziali che sono i vecchi erboristi, utenti dello Stato italiano, perché non esistevano sistemi di conservazione degli alimenti.
Wow. A store that continues for 400 years. That's impressive.
Sì, diciamo, il nostro negozio è riuscito a sopravvivere proprio grazie alla tradizione e alla modernità dei supermercati e della grande distribuzione. Seguito alla moda di 20-30 anni fa, che era di cambiare tutto e diventare tutto un libero servizio, ma abbiamo pensato che invece resistere con il nostro modo, che è quello di aiutare il cliente nella scelta. Poi, diciamo, Bologna ha un grande vantaggio e noi di questo ne fruiamo, di avere questa protezione data dai portici, per cui i clienti possono fermarsi a vedere e studiare le nostre vetrine.
I see. It seems that everyone loves walking under these porticos.
Allora, diciamo, i bolognesi amano i portici perché fanno parte della loro cultura.
I can see that. Oh, more customers. Thanks for talking with me, even though you're so busy.
Ciao, grazie tante, arrivederci. Abbiate una stupenda giornata a Bologna e godetevela tutta. Arrivederci presto.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, thanks. If there are porticos, even when it rains, you don't get wet, and you don't need to worry about cars. And you can enjoy window shopping, too. Everyone loves the porticos. of noon. Ah, the piazza. So this road must be the Via Emilia. Just as I thought, it's packed with historical buildings. Is that a church? The colors at the top and bottom are different. Where's my guidebook? This is Piazza Maggiore Basilica of San Petronio. The bottom half is marble and the upper half is brick. At the time of construction, the entire front was scheduled to be covered with marble. However, due to the fact that the funding was cut off, the building ended up looking like this. Well, it does have character. I kind of like it. There are so many people sitting on the steps. Hi there. They're all relaxing while they eat lunch and talk with each other. Now here's a large group. Hello. Must be a school trip. May I ask where you're from? So you live here? University students? So there's a university here in Bologna? May I ask why you're all sitting here?
Perché abbiamo una lezione alle 4, siamo venuti qua a mangiare e poi andiamo a lezione.
So the campus is nearby? What year are you? First years, huh? Gee, I'd like to check out the university. Where is the university? What?
Praticamente tutta la città, tutto il centro storico di Bologna è come se fosse un campus universitario a cielo aperto.
Ah, that's interesting. Thank you so much. Good luck with your afternoon classes. So the whole city is a campus, huh? Does that mean there are classrooms scattered all around? I'm going to see what I can find. I've walked from the piazza toward the east. This portico seems even more historic. Wow, this is awesome. I can hear music too. Lots of young people hanging out here. They look like students. Maybe this is... Excuse me, is this building part of the university? I found the university. Is this the law school campus?
Questa però in realtà è una sede dove avvengono soprattutto le lauree e qualche piccola lezione perché le aule sono piccole o gli esami.
That must mean there are other classrooms. Would it be all right if I went in?
Penso che possiate chiedere qua in segreteria, penso di sì.
Thank you. Take care. Okay, I'm off to check out the university campus. It's so quiet. Is everyone in class? According to my guidebook, Bologna University was founded in 1088. It's known as the oldest university in Europe and produced prominent figures such as Dante and Copernicus. Wow, this is such an incredible university. Oh, hello. It looks like class is about to start. And I've just exited the campus. That was easy. there's another piazza here. The people in that restaurant are enjoying themselves. And they seem to be partying over there, too. May I ask what you're celebrating? Wow, congratulations! And here too. I guess there was a graduation ceremony. Excuse me, did you just graduate?
Sì, mi sono laureato in antropologia.
Congratulations!
Mamma mia.
Tell me about your memorable experiences.
Il ricordo più bello. Ma in generale tutta l'esperienza, cioè vivere qua e andare a lezione e vivere la realtà universitaria. Il cinema forse è il ricordo più bello.
I see. More graduates celebrating here. May I ask what that white thing is?
Una lavatrice! Lavatrice!
A washing machine?
Alzati! Vai, fai vedere la palla Case!
Wow, it really is!
Ora posso lavare come tu. Dai, che è il suo lavoro!
Wow!
Adriana, manica!
Congratulations! Everyone is partying. Graduating is a terrific feat. It's quiet here. Is everyone studying? Huh. Is this? I wonder if there's another department here. I think I'll check it out. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Sì, buongiorno.
What is this place?
Questa è la scuderia Future Food Living Lab, è una mensa per gli studenti universitari di proprietà di Ergo, ma anche un luogo dove alimentiamo il cervello grazie a tanti contenuti di food innovation e sostenibilità.
Is it all right to enter if I'm not a student?
È aperto a tutti, anzi siete benvenuti, entrate pure.
Great, thank you. A cafeteria, huh? But it looks like most of the students here are studying. Ah, the lunch zone starts here. Hello there. They don't look like students. Perhaps... Are you professors at the university?
No, siamo a festeggiare la laureata.
Che sei laureata?
Oh, another graduate. I guess you're her family. And you all are celebrating in the cafeteria. Yes, she is. Are you her mother?
Sì. Lì c'è il padre.
Hello. In Italy, do families usually attend graduations?
Sì, possono assistere alla laurea, abbiamo assistito alla tesi, all'esposizione della tesi.
Wow!
Sì. Sociologia e servizi sociali. 110 lode, massimo.
Amazing. You must be so proud.
Bravissima, meglio. Top!
What a beautiful smile. How was your life as a student here?
Molto bello. Cioè, nel senso, piacevole, l'atmosfera, l'università, la città anche in sé, sì, molto bello.
I see.
Accogliente.
It must have been a great place to hang out with friends. Congratulations on your graduation. Thank you for sharing with me. Students, families, and locals talking together, eating lunch, and studying. Bologna is such a fascinating city.
Hello, I'm Roberto, a professor of contemporary history at Bologna University. Exceptional students from all over the world come to study at this university, and we have produced many distinguished alumni. The poet Dante is one, as well as Copernicus, who established the concept of the heliocentric solar system. The lack of accommodations became a problem. So the people of Bologna added extensions to their second floors to make room for students. The parts of the buildings that jutted out into the street were supported by pillars, and this was the beginning of the porticos. As the porticos provided protection from the sun and the rain, they proved to be popular. And thus, an ordinance was passed, requiring their installation around the city. Today, Bologna's porticos stretch 62 kilometers and are registered as a World Heritage Site. This is the first campus of the university and was built in 1563. Until that time, all lectures were held in the square or church. In this building is the world's first room for anatomical dissections. At that time, human dissection was considered a taboo by the Christian